There is a version of you that says he wants more. More money, more discipline, more respect, more control. But every night, another version of you quietly votes against that future. He shows up when nobody's watching. He picks the phone over the plan. He picks comfort over the version of you that you claim to want. And by the end of this video, you will understand why discipline keeps collapsing and the one shift that makes weakness harder to return to. This video will show you 3 things: why motivation keeps failing you, why your habits do not last, no matter how good the plan looks on paper, and the identity shift that makes discipline feel less like a fight and more like who you already are. Stay to the end. That shift is the actual fix, not just another explanation you nod at and forget by tomorrow. Here is what this actually looks like. You do well for a few days. You wake up earlier. You train. You eat better. You stay focused. And for a moment, it feels like this time is different. Then one bad night comes. One stressful day at work. One emotional hit you did not see coming. And suddenly, the old version of you is back. Like he never left. Like the last 2 weeks of progress meant nothing. You do not slide into it slowly. It happens fast. One missed morning becomes 2. 2 becomes a week. And by the time you notice, you are not disappointed in a habit. You are disappointed in yourself. That is the part nobody explains to you clearly. It is not really about the habit collapsing. It is about how fast the old identity reclaims the space the new one never fully owned. Here is the real mechanism underneath all of it. The problem is not that you do not know what to do. You know exactly what to do. You have known for years. The problem is that your identity has not caught up to your goals. You are trying to perform discipline while still seeing yourself, underneath everything, as the kind of man who needs to be forced into it. That gap is the entire problem. Not motivation, not information, not the plan. When your identity says, "I am someone who struggles with this," every good day feels like an exception you are managing, not evidence of who you actually are. You are one bad week away from the identity reasserting itself because deep down, you never actually believed the good days were the real you. You believed they were a performance you were pulling off, temporarily, until the pressure got high enough to expose the truth underneath. This is why willpower alone cannot fix this. Willpower is what you use to force behavior that contradicts your identity. And forcing something against your own self-image is exhausting in a way that is not sustainable for long, especially when life adds real pressure on top of it. Let me make this real with one story. A man loses his job at 34. No warning. No severance conversation that goes well, just gone, in one meeting on a Tuesday. For the first 2 weeks, panic runs the show. He applies to everything. He barely sleeps. Then something shifts. He starts waking up at 5:30 every morning, not because a plan told him to, because for the first time in years, nobody was managing his day for him. He trains. He reads. He applies with focus instead of panic. For 3 weeks, he feels powerful in a way he has not felt in years. Then, an interview falls through. A good one he was sure about. And that night, he stays up until 2 in the morning, phone in hand, doing nothing, feeling nothing, avoiding everything. Here is the part that matters. He did not fall back because the plan was bad. The plan was working. He fell back because deep down, he still saw the disciplined version of himself as something temporary, a response to crisis, not an identity. The moment one piece of evidence suggested the crisis might not resolve the way he wanted, the old identity was right there waiting. Familiar, comfortable, already fully furnished, he did not return to his old habits. He returned to his old identity, and the habits followed automatically, the way they always do. Here is the brutal truth underneath that story, and underneath your own. You do not fall back because your goals are weak. You fall back because your old identity still feels more familiar than your future. Familiarity always wins under pressure, not because you are weak, because your brain defaults to whatever identity feels most true when things get hard. And for most men, the disciplined version has never been given enough time or evidence to feel true yet. It still feels like a costume, something you put on for a good week and take off the moment life pushes back. Read that again, because this is the part most men skip past. The goal was never the problem. The plan was never the problem. The identity underneath both of them was the entire problem the whole time. So here is the shift that actually changes this. Discipline is not about forcing yourself forever. That framing guarantees exhaustion because you are permanently fighting your own self-image. Discipline is about becoming the kind of man who feels uncomfortable when he breaks his own standard. Not guilty, not motivated to try harder tomorrow, Uncomfortable, the way it feels wrong to leave a stranger's wallet on the ground instead of picking it up. That level of automatic. When the standard becomes identity instead of performance, missing it does not just cost you a habit, it costs you a piece of who you believe you are. And that is what actually holds the line on the hard nights. Not willpower, not motivation, not another plan. Here is the one practical step, and only one. For the next 7 days, do one thing every morning before touching your phone. Train, read, walk, plan your day on paper, clean your space. It does not matter which one you pick. What matters is this. Your first action of the day must prove who is in control before the world gets a chance to tell you otherwise. Not a list of 10 things. One thing done first, every single day for 7 days, so the evidence starts building before the doubt has a chance to speak first. Comment, I choose the standard, if you are done negotiating with the weaker version of yourself. Subscribe if you want discipline without recycled motivation, because that is the only thing this channel is actually built to give you. And watch the next video, because I break down why most men stay broke, even when they start earning more. Because the identity gap we just covered here is the exact same gap that keeps a man's bank account small, no matter how much his income grows. No plan B.